In my opinion, Hurricane Ida was a blessing in disguise for the Saints.
Packers fans are idiots.
George Kittle loves to get yards, especially after the catch.
Welcome back to Certified Beef. On today's episode, we will be diving into the CFP playoffs a little, get into the NFL playoffs, and then start our playoffs, book it with beef. We'll start with the CFP. Me and Brandon are definitely not college football experts, but we'll give a little bit of a take on each game and who we think will be winning it.
Yep, very surface level.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, Brandon, I think the 12-team playoff has been a success. I know that people hate it because of the blowouts, but I think there's some retooling that needs to be done. But the real issue with the CFP is like people are like, oh, this needs to be fixed because the auto buys are stupid. Yes, they're dumb. The real issue is that they're going to 16 teams in 2 years.
Yeah.
So then, like, what are they going to do then? Are they just going to keep it the way it is? Like, what are they going to do?
I think, that's what they're gearing up for, is that it's just going to be March Madness style, basically. Or I would like to see that, where it's 1 versus 16, just March Madness style.
Well, I guess would there be any bowls then? Or there's not bowls, buys. There wouldn't be any buys then.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Football.
So it should be. I mean, they're already doing 4 weeks technically now. It wouldn't make a difference with 16 teams.
Yeah, no,
so,
I don't know. I like this system. Like, even though the blowouts have been bad, if they can figure out how to retool it, like you said, a little bit to make it more even in the early rounds. Like, Oregon just got screwed by facing Ohio State, the best team in the playoff. But yeah, no, like if you can get Oregon an easier path to the championship, then I think you got a good system going here. Like if the higher seeds, like Boise State, let's be real, should not have been the 3 overall seed. It got an overall first round bye. They were not the 3rd best team here. So if you can fix that where it goes to the best teams instead of the conference champions, then I think you got something going.
So you think that when they do the 16, I don't know the 16 format. I don't know if it's like similar, but do you think the conference champions will just be the top 5 seeds then? I would hope not, right? Like that would be dumb.
Yeah, I don't think they should.
I don't think that. I feel like there can't be. I know that the 16-team playoff is just to like add more games, make it easier for Notre Dame to get in. But
make it easier for Lane Kiffin to get in.
Yeah, but I don't see the issue with it. I mean, the people who are just like, you should have just kept 4 teams are on crack. Like those people are idiots.
No,
that would have been horrible. Well, you would have never got a. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, the only thing is, like, I think you said it to us in the group chat, is that all these games leading up to like the semifinals should still be just home stadium games.
They should be. Like, they should be. There's no reason to have bowl games in the CFP until the
fact
end.
that a quarterfinal game was the Rose Bowl is crazy. That's crazy.
It should just be the national championship.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know why it's not, but
the Rose Bowl, or just make it a semifinal game. Like, there's no reason.
Yeah.
But like, it just like why give the teams in the first round home games, but then not give the teams with the buys home games?
Exactly.
Makes no sense.
Like, you saw how much of an advantage it was in those first rounds to have a home game. Why does that not translate throughout?
Like, who doesn't say that Boise State puts up a better fight at home than they do at a neutral site? Exactly. If that's the whole system, they should benefit from it. Like Oregon, if they would have been able to play at home, that game would have probably been totally different.
Oh yeah, it would
maybe not, but it probably would have. Well, that you see the fucking Rose Bowl, it was filled with red.
Yeah,
it seemed like
it was
just Ohio State. But I think I wouldn't say like the best teams are in the semifinal, but I'd say 2 of the best teams are. I think Texas, Ohio State is probably like the 2 best teams, and you have Penn State and Notre Dame making it based off schedule or like their path.
Well, yeah, Penn State just got here off of the easiest path ever. Like SMU and Boise State, like come on now, James Franklin's not that good.
No, you're right. He isn't that good. But I'm hoping that this is going to happen. I think this is what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Ohio State and Penn State in the championship. And
Really?
James. Oh yeah, I think the issue with Notre Dame, or I don't know if it's an issue, but the Penn State's defense, I think run defense is just a lot better than Notre Dame's. And plus, like I think that game comes down to which quarterback do you trust, and I trust Drew Aller way more than Riley Leonard. Like, I mean, I guess I do get that like Georgia was down to their second quarterback, but they won that game with him throwing for 90 yards.
Yeah,
that's just not realistic at all in most scenarios. Plus, I'm pretty sure there's a chance that Jeremiah Love doesn't play. So I maybe not.
I did see that Abdul Carter should be good to go also.
Yeah, but there's a chance that he doesn't play. So if he doesn't play, they're really fucked. But I just think it comes down to the fact that I just think it comes down to the quarterbacks in that game. And honestly, in the other game, I think Arch Manning should start.
Really?
Yep, I 100% think so. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but Quinn Ewers is going to be a sitting duck in that pocket. And Dylan Gabriel is similar to, he's a little bit more mobile, but he is not as mobile as the rushing touchdowns might show. But Quinn Ewers still has that. I'm pretty sure he's still dealing with that ankle a little bit. Like, he's mobile enough, but
yeah,
I wouldn't compare him to Dylan Gabriel. And that pass rush of Ohio State was lethal last week. So you bring in Arch, he's got more mobility. I think he gives them a better chance to win. Unless the pass protection for Texas keeps up, then I think it can compete. Because the secondary for Ohio State is just not comparable to Texas.
No,
but Ohio State, Texas. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Ohio State's corners are just nowhere near what Texas is. But then you got Caleb Downs on the outside, so he makes up for some of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it comes down to if Texas's offense, if Texas's offense goes in that lull, like it did in the second half against Arizona State, and Ohio State's offense is still humming from the last 2 weeks, they're fucked. Like Texas is completely fucked.
Oh yeah. No, I think Ohio State is the team to beat in this playoffs because it's like the rest over rust again, where they have just been a team possessed ever since that Michigan game. They've just been mowing over everybody. Like, this is the team you do not want to face. And if we're being honest here, we shouldn't even be talking about Texas. Even though I like Texas, I want them to win. That should have been a targeting call, 100%. Arizona State should go down and just kick the field goal and be where Texas is.
Probably. I don't know. I still think targeting's stupid, and that it should just be taken out of the game.
It's not well enough defined. It's kind of like
it's horrible. It's horrible. Like, I don't know.
It's not consistent across everywhere, which is
because I saw they were showing a play on SportsCenter of like Ohio State being physical, and this dude, their safety just hit the dude like basically the same way in the head with his shoulder, and it wasn't even it wasn't even mentioned about being targeting there. And I'm like, that's probably about the same as what just happened. I don't know. I agree with you. Like, we probably shouldn't be talking about Texas, but they're here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like that is between those two teams, I think that's where you get your national champion.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And then, I don't know, I want Notre Dame to win because I like the narrative that James Franklin sucks. It's hilarious. I just want that to continue forever.
I would like him to lose to Ryan Day in the national title game, though, because that would be even better.
But
that'd be even better.
Oh, yeah. It would save Ryan Day's job. And what else? I don't know. And it would even exemplify that. But if it goes the wrong way, then everyone forgets about the past 20 years or 15 years James Franklin has been at Penn State because they won a national championship.
Yeah, no, we cannot afford James Franklin to win the national title. That would be horrible for college football.
Yeah, that's just, you need to have your narratives in college football. And this is one of the prime narratives.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think though that Ohio, realistically though, for an 8 seed, I think Ohio State had the most impressive path so far. Like, they had to beat Tennessee. Like, Tennessee wasn't a pushover team.
No.
They annihilated them. Then they annihilated the number one team in the country. And then they're playing Texas, which is easily a top 5 team, maybe even a top 4 team in the country, like top 2 in the SEC. Like, their path is insane to get to the title game, and they're just mopping through teams. Exactly. And it shows why they were the favorites going into the season. They're finally showing it now.
Yeah, they are the best team on paper. It's no doubt.
Yeah,
they are the best team on paper.
Yeah, so that's why I think they're going to win. I mean, they're playing really good right now, and I think their matchups are just favorable to them. Like, I mean, if they play Penn State, there's no fucking chance they lose. Like, they're just Penn State's daddy. Like, James Franklin cannot beat Ryan Day.
And especially at a neutral site, it's going to be so much worse. Like, it's not going to be a 3-point game like it was, or 7-point game like it was in Happy Valley this year. It's going to be double digits.
He'll probably get destroyed.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that Notre Dame has a chance with is that their defense is just really fucking good. Like, their defense is so good. But Texas has also got a very comparable defense, too.
If Jeremiah Love plays, it's going to be a battle of the backfields for their control the offensive line, and then who has the better run game.
That might be the most. If Jeremiah Love plays, it might be the most boring CFP semifinal game of all time. It might be 10 points. It might be a 10-7 game.
And then that's where your quarterbacks come in, where they just make the throws that they need to, and then.
I mean, that's all. If Riley Leonard only needs to make the throws he needs to, then Notre Dame has a good chance. If they have to put the game on his shoulders, I don't think they have a chance.
Yeah, it's going to be a game for sure. It should be close. It should be decently close, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you would hope. Yeah, people are saying we're
at this stage, I'd hope so.
You would think that you'd have better games.
Yeah, but exactly.
Where you are guaranteed better games, the NFL. NFL is just better product. I don't give a fuck what people say. The atmosphere in college football is better, but the product is fucking way worse. We'll start with the most guaranteed game there is of all time. It's Texans at 3:30 on Saturday. You think the fans get pissed at that they just know what they're going to play every fucking time?
3:30 on Saturday. I mean, they probably got marked off in their calendars this year. With how easy
I've realized, though, is the issue is that they're always like the 3rd or 4th seed in the AFC, so they're never like a top team, so they're never going to get a prime matchup. So they're always, and they're like this year, they're easily like, I would say they're probably the worst division winner in the playoffs this year.
Oh yeah,
out of all the teams. So then you're like, okay, we got to slot them in at their normal spot because they're not worth watching. Like they're horrible to watch. Like ever since Tank Dell went down, it's been brutal.
Yeah, it's not good. So we're starting on the AFC side of things. Yeah, no, I was just gonna go
through the wild card schedule, but we can just do the AFC too.
Oh, yeah, we'll just start with the AFC, go down, and we'll move on with our picks after each game. So yeah, I like the Chargers. They're just, I'm not sure if this is really gonna be close, especially with how good the Chargers defense is this year and how bad CJ Stroud has looked.
Yeah, I just think the Chargers are just the better overall team too.
Exactly. Yeah.
When it comes down to it, they have a better defense. Their offense can play both ways. If they need to run the ball, throw the ball. Justin Herbert's playing amazing this year. I mean, does he even have 20 touchdowns this year? That is funny that he's playing like elite, but he has like zero touchdowns on the season.
It's like less than 25, I'm pretty sure.
Easily. Like he was at like 14 by like week 13 or something like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how the winning these football games? But their defense is just good, which helps. So yeah, I think the Chargers kind of. I don't know. The problem it's the Texans, though. They can be sneaky. I think this game could be sneaky close, but I do kind of.
It's not like last year where they just snuck up on people. Like we got a year of film on them. I think we understand what.
And they're bad this year. They're bad. Yeah. Their offense sucks.
Like the Chargers have a better record in a tougher division. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. I do like the Chargers in this game though, for sure. Easily. Ah, damn. And then, so Saturday starts with 2 AFC games. Didn't even realize that. Didn't even put that.
That's all it is.
Actually, the way the schedule is, it starts with the AFC and then ends with the NFC. I didn't even realize that until now.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is weird. I don't know why they did that, but
I feel
Mix
like
it
I
up a
do that
little
every
bit.
year.
They might. There's a chance they might. I just don't even notice. Yeah, now I'm thinking about. I don't know. But you got the AFC North foes going at it. I don't know if this game's going to be close, Brandon. I think this might be a blowout.
Yeah, no, I think definitely the Ravens, no question about it. I mean, if it was like week 6 or whatever it was, Russell Wilson, I'm like, okay, maybe the Steelers got a shot. Zay Flowers not going to be 100%, maybe not even play. But with everything that's happened now with the Steelers, it's the Ravens 100%.
Yeah, I think the Ravens need to blow them out. I don't think they can afford to keep them close. Just so people won't, because they need to avoid people start talking about Lamar in the playoffs. They need to avoid that early.
What's the I'm guessing it's minus odds for George Pickens to get in a fight this game.
Maybe it's the playoffs. That's tough. I don't know.
I mean, I'm saying end of game. He's just
if they're losing, I bet there will be a scuffle. Yeah, George Pickens will get in a scuffle. He likes that.
Exactly. That's what he's all about.
No, I like the Ravens for sure. Even if it's close, I don't think the Steelers necessarily have a chance in this game.
No, not at all.
I mean, if it's anything like last time they played, it's gonna be a blowout. 100%. I think the next game is probably the hardest game to choose, like to pick, like not pick from, but like it's kind of like tough to tell what's gonna happen. Like Josh he could just go super sicko mode and just destroy the fuck out of them. But then the Broncos defense could show up and keep them in this game. But it's also Bo Nix, so who knows what Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix has been good, but he's a rookie quarterback at the same time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this will be the game. Well, this is the game on the AFC side where the crowd is going to be the largest factor, I believe, because I mean Denver plays in cold weather, Buffalo is in cold weather. I like the Bills to win this game just because they are the better football team, but I don't know. I think the Bills will win this one by like 7, like 2 touchdowns or less. I feel like it's going to be a somewhat close game.
I feel like that what's going to happen is it will be a close game, like through like most of the third quarter, and I think the Bills will probably pull away by the end, and then the Broncos will press, and then they'll make some mistakes at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't. If the Bills lose this game, I don't know what they do. Like you might have to fire your coach. You can't lose this game.
No,
the Ravens and the Bills, they cannot afford to miss the AFC Championship. Both teams can, and they're going to have to face each other probably to get there.
Yeah,
which is neither can miss they have to make it there. There's no reason they shouldn't. Well, there is because they have to face each other, but
yeah,
they need to. Like those two teams have so much pressure on them to make the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, we move to the NFC side. The game that is making me question my fandom and everything I know inside me, the Packers at the Eagles. I don't know what to think of this game because the Packers look like shit. They look horrible the last 2 weeks. I know that they kept it close with the Vikings by getting 2 late touchdowns in garbage time, but they look bad. They looked bad last week. I know Jordan Love didn't play most of the game, but they still didn't look great with Malik Willis. And when he came in earlier in the season, they looked better, or they looked good even with him. But the Eagles are playing good, but Jalen Hurts hasn't played. So this game makes no sense. Like, I don't know what to think of what's going to happen in this game. I kind of lean Eagles because, like, who's going to win? I'd lean the Eagles just because of the roster and their home. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won this game.
No, I think the Eagles are going to take this one decently easy, actually.
Easy?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts is going to be back. He returned to practice.
That's not a guarantee.
Well, it's not a guarantee, but I think he will.
He probably will. If he doesn't get out of concussion protocol by tomorrow, I don't think he plays.
But also, like, I just trust the Eagles' overall roster a lot more than the Packers. And
So
they're at
you're
home.
so if Kenny Pickett plays, you think the Eagles still win?
Yeah, I do.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think the Eagles got a good shot at this, at the entire thing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't want the Packers to win, but I mean, I do kind of want them in there's like the angel on my shoulder and the devil on my shoulder type situation where the angel doesn't want the Packers to win, but the devil wants them to win because then I want the Commanders to win. So the Vikings, if they win, they host a playoff game. But I do think that the Eagles will probably win this game. I mean, obviously, I don't want the Packers to win, but I also just if the Vikings win, I just don't want to go to Philly. Like if the
Yeah,
Eagles win, I want the Bucks to win. I want the Bucks to go to Philly. I do not want to go to Philly. But would I rather go to Philly though before the NFC Championship game because then I'm just gonna think about the fucking 2017 all over again. That's tough. I think the
what a
Eagles win this game
conundrum.
though, bro. It's bad. Well, first of all, the Vikings have to win. That's the
Yeah,
problem. I do feel like the Vikings are going to win, though. I do think so. But Commanders at Bucks. I can't believe they put this game at Sunday night.
yeah. I don't know why Packers Eagles wasn't, but
I mean, I, I don't know what. Well, obviously, the Vikings game is going to 100% be close, but maybe they think this is going to be the most competitive game. I don't know. Like, I don't know
I
why they put
mean,
this Sunday night. Because I think the Packers Eagles has a chance to be a shit kicking by
yeah,
the
it
Eagles.
does.
So then, like, plus they were always going to put um the Vikings Rams. They're always going to put that Monday night. So because I think the problem is every AFC game, there's a chance for those to all be shit kickings based off who's playing in those games, who's the better team, how they're playing. Eagles, that game could be a shit kick. This is probably like the best game on paper, maybe
It
for
might
all the
be.
first 5 games. So that's probably why they put it Sunday night. Now I think about it, but it's still surprising that they did.
Yeah, I don't know. I also like the Commanders in this game. I just do not trust the Bucks from what we've seen this year. Like, yeah, they got a good, like they won the South, but like, is that really that impressive?
No,
Like, exactly. So yeah, I just this feels kind of like I'm not saying they're gonna go all the way, but I feel like this is like a destiny year somewhat for the Commanders. Like, this is like the all right, we're building something here. Now we can look forward to the future and try and build upon the success we've had this year. So yeah, I like the Commanders to get out of the first round here.
yeah, I do too. The Bucks have only beaten one team over 500 all year, and that was the Lions in Week 1. Plus, they almost didn't even beat the fucking Saints last week. Like they struggled in this game.
Yeah,
They just haven't looked like they have their spurts, but they look amazing. They don't. I mean, obviously you have the rookie quarterback, but I do. Plus, Marshawn Lattimore could get Mike Evans kicked out of the game. Who knows? But I think I like the Commanders in this game as well.
and Scary Terry's just going demon time this year, so I like him against
Yeah, I don't know. I
Tampa
don't know
Bay's
who's
awful defense.
yeah, their defense like they always it seems like they always have like the highest effort of any defense, but then they always have some duds where they just don't show up. And they
Mm-hmm.
have like the talent, some talent to be good, and then it just doesn't show up. Like they have a very bad pass rush. It feels like no one stands out on their pass rush at all. And then
No,
you have Levante David and Antoine Winfield can't stay fucking healthy to save his life. Is he even playing this week or is he still hurt?
I think I'm not sure. I think they said he was questionable still.
That dude has had the most injury riddled season. He comes back for like a game and then he gets hurt again.
Encouraging update dropped
Well,
by
that's
Todd
good.
Bowles 2 hours
That's
ago.
good.
So there you
That's
go.
good. All right. We move to the Monday night game. The game that I wish I do hate that we're on Monday though. It sucks because now I have to wait till Monday. And then like you said, if we lose, actually, I think if we lose, I'll be over it within like an hour. Because I didn't like the Lions game. I sat there for 20 minutes and I was just like, okay, cool. Like I was just like, whatever. Like we made the
Mm.
playoffs. Like I was mad, but then at the same time, if you watch the Lions game, we had a chance to win it, and then it was not even close. We had a chance in the third quarter to win that game, and we blew it. And then once that happened, I was like, all right, it's over. Like I didn't even have to worry. Like, I mean, it was probably over in the first half when Sam Darnold couldn't hit a pass to save his life.
Oh yeah, when we went like 0 for 7 or whatever it was in the red zone, or like from
it was bad.
within the 5.
Yeah, it was bad, so bad. Yeah, no, it's whatever. I don't. The problem is like with this game is if you look on paper, you're probably taking the Vikings like 9 times out of 10. The issue is you have that week whatever game in October where they lost to the Rams. That's the only loss outside of the Lions that they have, and that just sticks in your head. And obviously you got the matchup on like you got Cooper Cup really didn't do anything last game, but you never know what Stafford you're going to get. But the problem is like with this game, like also this game, the Rams' offense the last month has been horrible, so bad. And then they sat their starters last week. You have no idea what you're getting out of the Rams. You also have no idea what you're getting out of the Vikings because you can't. The odds that what happened last week with Sam Darnold, I know it's Sam Darnold, and everyone's like, oh, it's the Jets, Sam Darnold all over again. The odds that happens again is so fucking low. Like that was just a bad game. Like people are saying like, oh, he's going to turn back into it, and oh, he turned back into a pumpkin, whatever. He's seen ghost. After what he did the first 17 weeks of the season, it's not possible for him to return to that. Like I don't think it's possible. Like at some point, it's not a fluke anymore that he's been good. He's just actually good again, or he's actually good now. Like, but I don't know. It's the Vikings, so who fucking knows?
I could see, like, I know before the Monday or the Sunday night game, they're talking about that, or maybe it's on Instagram or something, but Kevin O'Connell was like, yeah, Sam Darnold was just, like, pissed at himself after the Jaguars game, and, like, he was circling all this stuff, this, that, and the other, and that's when he really returned to form. Like, that's
Hopefully
when
he was pissed at himself.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, is that he's going to, like, sit down with himself and be like, all right, what the hell was I doing last week? How do we fix it for this week?
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Vikings, under Sean McVay, the Vikings have only beat the Rams once, and that was in Sean McVay's first year. So I don't know how to feel. Maybe I'm choosing the Rams because I want to be right no matter what. Like, I'm either happy that the Vikings won, or I'm happy, or like I move on in the playoffs. But obviously, hoping for the Vikings win. But just after last week, I don't know how to feel. Like, Sean McVay is a very good game planner, so I don't know what he's going to be bringing at us.
Yeah, I think the Vikings win. I think like I don't know. B-Flow he's been very like hot and cold with me. Like I don't know what to think sometimes, but I feel like he's going to have a better game plan for the Rams this time.
Yes, I think so.
I think the Vikings will win. I think. I'm not like sure on that, but
no,
I'm not really gonna.
Far from.
I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick against them in the first round because I think it would be fucking disappointing for them to win so many games like that and lose. It's so stupid that the Vikings could go from like, oh, like it's just going to be a mediocre year to like we make the playoffs, win so many games, and then it'd be disappointing. That's so dumb. Like that's so Vikings that we went from being like, oh, we're going to be like an afterthought this year. Like no one's going to think about us. Then we win all these games. No one's really talking about us until the end. People are talking about us, and then we fucking go out in the first round and it'd be a disappointing season. That's just incredibly Vikings. I just lean. No, I could be not biased and say, but me not biased would probably still pick the Vikings because I think they're just the better team.
They are the better team on paper. I'm not disputing that, but I don't know. Last week kind of shook me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, of course it shook you, but I think that was a fluke. I think that's fluky as hell because like that was our worst game of the season. Like it's not even close, and the defense played amazing. Obviously, they gave up points at the end, but you can't ask them to do that for 4 straight quarters when the offense can't do anything. Like, it's impossible. Like, eventually it's just going to happen.
Exactly.
Like, the fact that the Vikings didn't commit a turnover last week was insane. We won the turnover battle, and we still lost. We got killed. Got absolutely annihilated, and we won the turnover battle, which is insane. Insane. Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning Vikings. I'm just going to pick the Vikings. Fuck it. I don't really care. All right, we'll move back to the AFC. I think when it Chargers, Chiefs, it's just chalk. I'm gonna just go Chiefs.
Yep, same. Inevitable.
And then I think the fucking Bills Ravens. The Ravens match up so well against the Bills. But I think so. I think there's gonna be some voodoo shit in that game or something. Like I don't know what's gonna like. I think Josh Allen's gonna play out of his fucking mind. Like it's at home, that makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that Sunday night game goes probably different if Derrick Henry doesn't rip off a fucking 80-yard touchdown run on the first play. So, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Bills Chiefs.
I'm going Ravens Chiefs.
Yeah. It all depends because the problem is the Bills' defense at the beginning of the season was really bad, and especially against the Ravens that game was bad. But their defense has been playing a lot better recently, and
But so is the Ravens.
Yeah, but I don't trust the Ravens' defense, and I don't trust Lamar in the playoffs. I trust Josh Allen in the playoffs way more than Lamar. The Ravens' defense is got to be the least trustworthy defense ever. Like they either suck at the start of the year, or then they turn out good. It all depends. Like it depends on what Ravens team shows up to. Like the Ravens can be absolute duds, but like their defense is probably going to play well enough. But like I just don't trust Lamar. Like Lamar has to show me something. Like they could kill the Steelers, and it will not. I will not swing the needle for me on Lamar at all. Zero. Like not even a little. Like it does not matter. That game means nothing to me. And if they lose that game, I will never trust Lamar ever in my life. Like that guy, I would never put money on him ever. He has to beat the Bills for me to trust him at all. The Steelers game means nothing. If he loses that game, it's over. But if he wins that game, I don't give a shit. He could kill him. He could score 6 touchdowns. I don't care. I'm not trusting Lamar until he beats the Bills or the Chiefs. I would trust him if he beats the Bills. Actually, fuck that. Nope, scratch that. He has to make the Super Bowl for me to trust him. He has to beat the Chiefs because he has to beat the Chiefs. Mostly the Bills, but like I think I trust him a little if he beat the Bills. But if he beats the Chiefs, then I fully trust him.
Okay.
He has to make the Super Bowl for me to fully trust him. That fuck him. Fuck Lamar. I don't know why I said that, but fuck him. He sucks. he had his golden opportunity to beat the Chiefs last year, and he fucking sold for America. So fuck him.
Yep.
On the NFC side, I'm gonna go Lions. I'm not gonna be biased. Oh wait, yeah, the Lions against Commanders, I guess, and then I'd probably go Eagles. I don't think the Vikings could beat the Eagles.
Yeah, no, I got chalk too. Except
the problem is that with the Vikings Eagles is if the Vikings, the problem is their defense is so fucking good too. The Eagles Vikings, it would come down to if you stop Saquon Barkley and if you can stop Saquon Barkley, then you can slow him down. But then I feel like the Jalen Hurts just carves us up every time. Yeah, no, I can't talk myself into that. The fucking Eagles are gonna win that game. But I don't want to face the Eagles. I want the Lions again. I want the Vikings to play the Lions again if it has to happen. If we can't host the game at home, I want the Lions again. So I think we can beat the Lions. I know he's fucking Dan Campbell's like our kryptonite, but I think we can beat the Lions.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm gonna go Bills in the AFC.
I'm going Ravens. It just needs a change, and this is the year where everything is lining up. That the Chiefs are not very good.
Ravens. If no team beats them this year, I don't think it will ever happen again. The Bills you can just put them in the Super Bowl.
Exactly, yeah.
And then
Spagnuolo might just pull some stuff out of his ass and it might work. Who knows? Like that's what always seems to happen.
Yeah, that dude. If the Chiefs want to stay relevant and good, or their defense wants to stay good, they cannot have him leave as a head coach. Well, he's also been a head coach before, and he was not good. He was bad. He was a bad head coach. Yeah, and then I'd go Lions. I think the Lions are just like.
I'm going Eagles here.
I can see that. I think that they're inevitable.
But if the Eagles stay relatively healthy, I think they match up so much better against the Lions. Like their defense is better. They got a potent run game. They got like premier wide receivers, even though Devonta Smith is having a down year or whatever. Like I think I just think it falls into place for the Eagles. If they get through the second round, I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Do you think if the Lions defense plays the way they did last week, you don't think that if that's the defense you see in the playoffs, like not like style, but if that's the defense you see in the playoffs, still think the Eagles? You would still take the Eagles? Because I think the Lions would be I think their offense is way better, and I think their defense would be like a little step down, but almost comparable.
I don't know. I think the Eagles are just the most well-rounded team with all the injuries that the Lions have had.
Yeah, no, for sure. If the Eagles, I think I'm at this point. If they're kind of like I said, like if the Bills or the Ravens don't make the AFC or the AFC Championship, it's a bad season. I think the Lions and the Eagles have to. One of those two teams has to represent the NFC, or it's a lost season. Like,
oh yeah,
chalk it up as a lost season. Like no point in like even like remotely deeming it success. I mean, the Lions have no excuse. You get the 1 seed, you rest up for a week, like you have no excuse. You have to make the Super Bowl. Like the Eagles, there's not as much of an excuse, but there's a little because you didn't get the 1 seed, but you still should make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, and the Lions might get Montgomery back. And
they said that he's probably going to be back divisional round, which is
crazy,
insane. Yeah. If anything, they could probably sit him and bring him back for the NFC Championship game.
I mean, yeah, that's what I would probably do.
Yeah, and then Bills Lions would be the best Super Bowl ever. It would be, besides the Vikings, that might be the best Super Bowl. And then I'd probably have to go Bills. I can't pick the Lions.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. I think they get hot and just go all the way. And I don't know. I trust the Eagles more than I trust the Ravens.
That'd make me upset. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl would also upset me. There's a lot of teams that would upset me winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the Packers, the Lions, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Those are the 4 teams that would upset me. Every other team I could live with. Actually,
let's just see the Chargers make a magical run. Or not the
Steelers. I want to see Jim win a Super Bowl. Yeah, actually, no. I put the Steelers in the category of I don't want to see them win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree with that.
That'd be a gross team to win the Super Bowl. If I wasn't a CJ Stroud guy, I would also say the Texans, but I'm a Stroud boy. So
the fact that the Texans went 5-1 in that division is atrocious. They should have went 6-0.
Who did they lose to?
The Titans at home.
Oh, that's right. Hey,
crazy.
Divisional games. You never know. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
We will move on to Book It with Beef. My team, I suck this year again, but there's still the playoffs to make up for it. But I still suck.
Yeah. So we'll go over overall record first. So I'm in the lead, 44-36, 10-6 on In the Banks. Jack is 38-41, 9-7 on In the Banks. So we're both positive on our In the Banks this year, making good decisions there. So you are 6 points behind me. And yeah, so wild card and division stay the same as per usual. Favorite dog over under, and then the championship is where it gets weird, where it's the favorite or the dogs, and then the over or the under, and then the Super Bowl gets even wilder. But we'll get to that when we get there.
I guarantee I don't have honors because I'm pretty sure I went 1-4.
Yes, you 17. Did. I went 3-2.
I came down off a cliff after going 5-0.
Yeah, you really did. If only the Dallas-Philly game went under, then that would have been really something.
It almost did.
Yeah, I know. All right. I'm going to start us off then for the wild card. We already talked about it, but I like the Chargers. I would take them -3.5 in the bank.
Straight cash, homie. Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
This just makes the most sense to me. It's kind of weird picking a road favorite, but, you know, Chargers are just the better team in this situation, so I'm not too worried about it.
I will go with Commanders +3.
That's one that I liked as well.
That's the only dog I liked, actually. I mean, I'm not going to pick the Vikings. I refuse to pick the Vikings on here.
Yeah, you can't do that in the playoffs. Regular season, it's whatever. But I guess I'm going to go Pittsburgh, Baltimore under 43.5.
Yep. That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
This one's even grosser. You're not ready for this one. I got Chargers Texans over 42.5. That's disgusting. This game might suck.
All right. I am going to go with Packers Eagles over 45.5, I guess.
All right. Did I take your over too?
No, it was either between that one or the Vikings. And I was like, I don't want to bet on it based off the Thursday night game. No.
I will go with Broncos Bills under 46.5.
All right. And then my dog is Denver +8.5. I think that's a little high. But
that's like the most logical one.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get freaky with it, the Steelers, because you never know, but it's also the Steelers right now.
It was 46.5, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with Bills -8.5 in the bank.
Straight cash, homie. Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, wait. We just contradicted each other?
Oh, yeah. I was going to go with the Bills no matter what. I think the Bills are going to kill them.
All right. We
kind of defeats the purpose of fucking taking them 40 or the under in that game, but whatever.
So you just contradicted yourself, too. That's hilarious.
Kind of. I took the under in that game, and I took the Bills -8.5. I didn't really like the favorite in any other game. I didn't want to pick it. I didn't want to pick the Packers or the Eagles. Obviously, I didn't like the Bucks. The Chargers, I don't know. I don't like road favorites that much. And then the fucking AFC North, you never know in those games. So I was just like, fuck that.
It got Rams for minus half.
No, fuck that. I wasn't touching that. All right. Well, that was a preview of a little bit of the CFP, mainly the NFL playoffs, our total breakdown of who we think is going to win the Super Bowl, who we think is going to win the matchups, and then obviously the starts of the playoffs of Book It With Beef. That will probably do it for us here at Certified Beef. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you later.